What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have a really good video to show you guys today. This is actually good news when it comes to overpayments. So we're starting to see the Social Security Administration respond and actually dismiss a lot of these overpayments notices that they're sending out. So basically, if you guys don't know what's going on, back in 2023, you had about 1 million letters were sent out to people saying that they owe money to the Social Security Administration. And the reason why they owe money is because the calculations were off and they were overpaying these beneficiaries. And so when they found out that they were overpaying the beneficiaries, now they're coming back and they're clawing back this money. And in some cases, this has been over years that they haven't been able to catch this, and they've been overpaying these people for years. And now they're saying, guess what? You owe us money. And it could be in this case, I'm going to show you a clip here. In this case, this lady owed $23,000. And so the crazy thing about it is the Social Security Administration, however they're doing these investigations, it's taking them years in order to find out that these people owe this money. And so I'm going to show you this clip. And this is really important because we're starting to see news outlets cover you're interviewing these people that owe money. And guess what the Social Security Administration is doing? Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to let you guys watch the clip first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so I have an announcement to make, actually. I'm going to start doing live streams. So at least once a week, I'll do a live stream. It's going to be kind of a Q&A and just a time where we can communicate. So it's not, I don't think I'm going to have certain topics that I talk about. It's just going to be a live stream where we just talk about. There might be something that I start off with, and then we'll go into just some Q&A and things like that. I know there are a lot of people that post comments and they're asking questions and things like that, and I'm not able to answer all those questions. So if we do a live stream, we can just kind of sit back and talk about a variety of different issues, not just Social Security, but just things in general. So anything that's going on, current events and things like that, we can also talk about. So I'll be doing one of those once a week. So what I'll do is usually about a day before I do the live stream, or maybe that same day, I'll put out a notification. You'll see that notification go out saying that I will be doing live streams. So just preparing you guys for that, and please come join me and we'll just talk. We'll have a good time. We'll talk about a variety of different things. Okay, so let me go ahead. I want to show you this video clip first, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Here we go.
A couple of weeks ago, we introduced you to 77-year-old Carolyn Wallace of Syracuse, living on less than $1,000 a month, who was told she needed to pay back tens of thousands of dollars to Social Security, that the agency overpaid her. CBS 5's Morgan Scott has this update.
Just about a month after sharing her story with CNY Central and the community, Carolyn Wallace says Social Security is now admitting that they made a mistake. Although there was no apology from the agency, she's told that the $23,000 Social Security once said she was overpaid for 2 years was actually the right amount. Now, her monthly benefits and food stamps will resume this month.
Well, I feel vindicated, and I knew that I wasn't overpaid. I think they should fully investigate it before they send a letter to anyone stating, you are overpaid and we're taking your money away.
It's been the best news for her this holiday season. Wallace says she could not have gotten through this time without the help of Senator Gillibrand's office, who worked to expedite the process of her case, and of course, the community.
I'd like to give a shout out thanks to this retired nurse who made me soup and brought it to me, and the Central New York Food Bank, and to my son and grandson who paid my bills for me.
In a statement from Senator Gillibrand, she told us, quote, "I'm glad that Carolyn's case was resolved, and I want New Yorkers to know that my office is always available to help with Social Security related issues, as well as issues with any other federal agency."
Oh, wow. Just a sense of relief and feeling like a human being, that you can go out and buy your own groceries and pay your own bills and not be out on the street. My suggestion to anyone who gets a paper from Social Security, I suggest get your papers together, make copies, find a senator and send it, or fax it. It'll be even quicker if you believe that you did not get overpaid.
Wallace is also going to be paid back the benefits and food stamps she lost in the 2 months Social Security stopped paying her. In Syracuse, I'm Morgan Scott.
Okay, so there are a few things that came out of this video that I was really shocked by. First off, you saw that she had been interviewed before. Okay, so she had been interviewed by this news outlet before. This is the second interview. So after that first interview, a couple months later, the Social Security Administration said, oh, you know what? We made a mistake for the second time, because you have to understand this. They sent her a letter saying that she owed $23,000. So they said that they had overpaid her $23,000. That was the first mistake. And then they look back into it and they say, oh, you know what? We made a mistake. You didn't owe us this money. And so now you don't have to pay us back. But the fact that this news outlet covered it, the fact that Senator Gillibrand looked into this, I think that's the reason why the Social Security Administration went ahead and said, you know what, let's just wipe this out. Because they didn't apologize for it. They just said, we made a mistake. You didn't owe us a $23,000. So my hope is, and I covered a story from 60 Minutes, the same situation. 60 Minutes, they interviewed several people. All the people that they interviewed, they wiped out that debt. They didn't have to pay it back. And so the Social Security Administration is trying to do damage control when it comes down to these issues, because they know this just looks bad. You have people who are struggling already, receiving Social Security benefits on a fixed income, and now you're telling them they owe thousands of dollars that they need to pay back. And in some cases, they're telling them, actually, they tell them you need to pay it back in 30 days, and then they'll work out a payment plan with them if they can't afford to pay it back, which obviously most people can't afford to pay. I could not afford to pay that back. If they told me I owed $20,000, I would have to be on a payment plan, and most people would have to be on a payment plan as well. So it's just a bad look for the Social Security Administration. What I think, and I've said this already, I said this before, they need to wipe out this debt. So all these letters that they've been sending out, they need to wipe it out and then just start from new and figure out a better way to investigate these. Because how are you going to tell me that you investigated something and said someone owed $23,000, and then when you looked into it again, you said, oh, we messed up. They don't owe us $23,000. Could you imagine if she had been paying? Let's say she said, you know what? I'm not going to fight this. The news outlet didn't get involved. She didn't send a letter to her senator. And it just, she just said, you know what? I'll pay it. Give me the payment plan. And so for maybe 5-10 years, she's paying this payment plan. And then she finds out, oh, you know what? I didn't owe the money after all. The Social Security Administration sends her a letter and says, you don't owe the money. We're sorry. And obviously at that point, I would think they would have to give her her money back. But it's just, it's really, really sad what's going on right now. And I know there's some issues with the Social Security Administration and budget. They need more money and all this stuff. But when it comes down to it, don't send out letters without doing a thorough investigation. Obviously, these investigations aren't thorough enough because they're saying that she didn't owe that money. And in other cases, the same thing. They're sending out these letters saying people owe money, and then people, they try to appeal it, and then they get denied on the appeal. And it's just crazy. It really is. This needs to stop. It really does. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. I would always recommend, if you are getting a letter from the Social Security Administration saying that you owe money, obviously get your paperwork in order. I would contact the representative in your district as well as the 2 senators in your state and tell them the situation. They're already getting these phone calls and these letters. They're getting them because they held a hearing just talking about overpayments. So that's how serious it is. And so you get them involved. Hopefully they can, kind of maybe talk to the Social Security Administration and see if they can make some adjustments. But right now, they need to wipe out the debt. And Congress can actually do that. Congress can stand up and say, you know what, we're wiping out all this debt. But we'll have to see if Congress does something like that. They held a hearing, they talked about it, and on both sides, both Democrats and Republicans were very, very upset with the fact that the Social Security Administration was sending out these letters. But are they going to do anything about it? That's the issue. Is Congress going to stand up and say, look, we're going to go ahead and wipe this all out, and the Social Security Administration can't get involved in doing this anymore? Now, there is a bill that's out there right now where they're going to have a limitation. So over 10 years, so if you have, let's say the Social Security Administration says that you owe money and it's 10 years ago that you owe the money, they're going to start, well, at least this bill wants to wipe that out. So there's a statute of limitations on that. So that's what they want to do. We'll have to see if this bill goes anywhere. It's a bipartisan bill, so you have both Democrats and Republicans that are supporting it. But that's a start. But I think what they really need to do is just wipe this out for everyone. We should not have people who are on a fixed income, who are struggling, have to pay back thousands of dollars because the Social Security Administration didn't catch it in time. So I want to know what you guys think. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.